We are most likely in a recession or we're headed for a recession. But is your portfolio ready for that? Guys, welcome back. BD Investing, Canadian stocks. Today, we're going to be talking about 3 stocks that are recession proof that you need to be buying.
Recession sucks.
Now, I'll give you the 3 stocks right now. We're going to be talking about Telus, Procter Gamble, and we're going to be talking about Costco. So what exactly does a recession mean? Recession is defined as 2 consecutive quarters of negative GDP. In simpler terms, that means economic slowdown. What are some signs of an economic slowdown? Well, massive layoffs, people start losing their jobs. The housing market crashes, meaning people can't afford their mortgages or they start selling their homes. Consumer spending slows down, so people stop buying groceries and items, electronics, and businesses start going bankrupt. You're going to start seeing a lot of businesses shut down. So as a stock investor, your objective is to find businesses that do not go bankrupt during a recession. So what are some businesses that you would think would survive during a recession? Well, you have to think outside of the box, or sometimes need the most obvious answer. What are people's necessities during a recession? What are people still using during a recession? What are the companies that own these necessity items? Now, the great thing about Procter Gamble is it is listed on the Canadian Stock Exchange, the NEO Exchange, so it's like fractional shares, and I'll add it right there. That way you guys know which one to buy, which is great because you don't lose money on USD fees. So guys, before we even look at the stock price and the fundamentals, why don't we actually look at what the stock offers? Alright, so we're out here on the Procter Gamble website and we're going to look at the brands. Let's see if we're going to need any of these brands during a recession, or do you think people will stop buying these brands? So we see Pampers. Okay, babies need diapers. They're not going to be shitting in freaking tissue paper, right? Bounce, that's fabric care. Tide, now that's a familiar brand right there. People are still going to need Tide. Bounty, paper towels, and feminine jeans, tampons. That's still going to be unnecessary. These things are, people are still going to be using these during a recession or economic slowdown. And shaving kits, if you want to grow a beard like me, you don't really need shaving kits. Head and Shoulders, you use that almost every day. You stink if you don't. Old Spice, I like this. As you guys can see, this is a blue chip company. Okay, you're brushing your teeth every day. You're gonna need these things. They offer so much, which makes it such a strong stock for years. Okay, for years. Let's look at the stock now. All right. Over a year, period of a year, you can see the stock. It's been pretty stable. All right, it's been pretty stable. It's down only about 5%. Year to date, is it close to its 52-week low? Not a chance. In a sense, it is kind of overvalued in my opinion. It is at 26 of a PE ratio, but the company does make money, right? It hasn't slowed down. Let's look over here. It's growing its revenue 67, then 70, 76, 80. Especially during COVID, it was pretty bulletproof during COVID. But what is important is we need to actually check what it did during the last recession. So at 2008, all right. Let's just go from here to that drop right there. So remember this number. It dropped about 30% from August 29 to March 27. 30%. Now let's go look at one of the bank stocks. Let's go look at Bank of America. Yeah, as you can already guess, you can see it dropped 80% during the recession compared to the 20-30% you would have been dropping from Procter & Gamble. It's not going to go up during a recession, but it will fall less than any other stock. At least the good news is the company won't go bankrupt during a recession. I'm going to be looking at Telus stock. This is their annual report, but let's just quickly look at the stock itself. As we can see here, it's down about 8%, 9% on the year. Its PE ratio is at 18, so it's fairly valued. Look at some quick facts. market cap 37 billion, forward ratio 18, trading 17. It's alrightly valued, especially for a telco. Total cash 1.46 billion, total debt 25. So this debt right here kind of scares me, but it is a telecom utility company, so it did invest a lot of money into 5Gs in the last, since 2020. So it's understandable. And if you look at the levered free cash, you'll see it is negative, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. That just means they're reinvesting all their money into the company. And at least it does have, cash on hand, operating cash. So it's not like it's gonna go bankrupt. The great thing I like about this company is it does have a lot of growth. Compared to if you were to buy Bell Canada or Rogers, and you can see that through the revenue. The revenue is growing 14.5, 15, and 16, about 17, almost 17 billion. So in the fundamental wise, the only concern I'd have on this stock would be its debt, but that doesn't mean it's gonna go bankrupt, because there's only 3 main telcos in Canada. You have your Telus, Rogers, and Bell, and they're not gonna boot Telus. 2021 annual report, and we can see it does have a lot of customers. And another great thing I like about the stock is they have a health side of Telus, especially when it happened in 2020 during COVID. You're able to talk to virtual doctors on FaceTime, and I actually have done this, and it's actually pretty great. They can prescribe these stuff and give you a doctor's note. We see someone FaceTiming the doctor, virtual doctor. Advancing on healthcare technology, leveraging innovation, artificial intelligence. Wow, I didn't know that. I didn't know they were into AI. That's pretty great. 22% healthcare lives covered. Wow, 20.6 million. Digital health transactions 50. That's a lot of money. No wonder they're making 16, 17 billion after COVID. 50 plus countries served. So I didn't know that was global. Wow. I actually just bought Telus the other day. I bought it a couple days ago, and I don't mind getting paid to wait, even if it does go down. I mean, it does pay a nice dividend of 5.20% quarterly. And this is another blue chip. Like, I don't need to go too much to detail. It's just something you need to think about. Like, people are going to be using their phones during COVID, but I'm letting you know that it is a fairly valued stock, and I'd buy it. And you can see if I buy it if you check me out on Blossom. This is a great app I'm working on with a bunch of people. And if you go on Blossom, you'll see exactly my buys and sells, guys. And you'll see that I just bought Telus. Now, guys, the next stock we're going to be talking about is Costco. I'm pretty sure everyone's familiar with Costco. You can't go wrong with it. It's ticker COST. And you know what? It's also on the Canadian Stock Exchange, ticker Cost.ne. And I'm actually looking to buy this pretty soon. Alright, let's look at how the stock is doing. It actually went up 7% the other day. I was very pissed because I really wanted to buy it, and the next day, boom, 7%. But on the year, it's down about 10%, so it's still pretty down. Now, guys, before anything, let's look at the Costco brands and what people are still gonna need during a recession. So let's look at their brands, and as we can see, I don't know this brand, but okay, this is familiar. This is Apple, Clorox. This was very popular during COVID. I know Dyson, General Mills, Google. Okay, because they're selling their, Android phones. Kirkland, wow. KitchenAid, LG. Well, people are not gonna need this. This is internet routers. Oral-B. Yes, people are gonna need that. I know this. Ring, Samsung. What else? Starbucks. Wow, I didn't know that. Silk milk. I know this milk. Windows, vitamins. So that's their brand though. I thought they would have more brands. Explorer brands. Yeah. Is that it? I think I saw some more on. Okay, so if you look at their company featured presentation. Oh, new brands right here. Cat. Southwest Airline, what? Timberland, Calvin Klein, NBA. Okay, that's pretty nice. I guess a great thing. Oh, okay, yeah. Don't forget about their hot dogs. Their hot dogs are very popular. What else can we see here? First quarter. Costco today is 66.9 million households. So that's members. That's another great thing I like about Costco, that they make their money off their memberships and subscriptions. So that's them being innovative, right? Which is pretty great. 845 warehouses worldwide. PE ratio is 36, and it's fairly overvalued, especially for a blue chip stock. And the dividend's not that great. But the great thing about the stock is its revenue. Just look at that revenue: 152 billion, 166, 195, 226. That is great numbers if you're talking about revenue wise, right? Let's look at some quick statistics. What's the statistics, mate? Profit margin very weak, red flag. I don't like it, but it's grocery, so it does make sense. I mean, if you look at Walmart and Target, so I would allow it. Although the revenue does grow, just profit wise, they're probably buying. It is a wholesale, so total cash. Okay, so I really like this debt to cash ratio. So even though they're not making as killing earnings wise after everything, after expenses, their cash pile is nice, 11.6 billion versus their debt, which is only at 9 billion. And after everything, they're still keeping 6 billion, and they have 1.85 billion that they're not using to even grow their company. I mean, it's grocery. They don't really need to grow, but fundamentally, this is very great numbers. Other than the profit margin. 847 locations as of December. You know what? It's actually funny because I remember when I went to Mexico and Dominican, I actually saw a Costco there, and I was surprised. I was like, "Whoa, they have a Costco here!" So they are very worldwide, and they're very, they're established very well. There's actually 2-3 Costcos that just opened up in my neighborhoods. So guys, just make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps the channel. And I just want to say thank you guys. I've been growing a lot in the last couple of days on YouTube, and it's all thanks to you guys. And I'm hoping to stay around and teach you guys anything and everything I know about finance and stocks. So we'll see you guys next time.